Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome to a new video. So in this one, I'm going to show you how to find proven products to sell and dropship in 2020. So when it comes to being successful at dropshipping, the easiest way to give yourself the best chance of success is to dropship a proven product. The reason being then is because if we can find a product on AliExpress that has, say, a proven sales history of, let's say, 50 units a day for the past couple of weeks, then essentially we know that product is in demand. Therefore, we can take that very same product, put it on our Shopify store, start running some Facebook ads and find the same success. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. The AliExpress Dropshipping Center has recently been kind of like refurbed. They've added some pretty cool new features and filters, which I'm going to show you how to use, which make the whole product research process a whole lot easier. Now, before we jump into the video, I just want to very quickly say, if you do enjoy it, please do make sure you let me know by hitting that like button. I do read every single comment too, so if there is a question you want to ask me, make sure you post it down below and I will reply to you. And finally, then the last thing I want to say is that I do upload 4 videos every single week. So if you want regular content from me, then please do make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. So with that being said then, without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. So first things first, you need to head over to the AliExpress Dropshipping Center. You will need an AliExpress account to do this. And if you haven't activated it yet, you will need to do so. But don't worry, it's a fairly straightforward step-by-step process. Only takes a few seconds, and then essentially it will take you to this screen here. So this is essentially your dashboard, but what we're interested in is this button here, which is going to take us to this screen. And this is where we can now start to look for products. Just to give you kind of like a quick introduction, then we have these 3 different tabs at the top. I haven't worked out yet why this is called sponsored products. To me, it just looks like kind of like all the highest rated suppliers that are probably paying to be up here. But what it is useful for then is if you have your heart set on a specific niche, or let's say you've found a particular product that you want to find the best supplier for, we can click on this category section here, find the niche you're in. So for example, we could go to probably not home appliances. Let's go for computer and office and then internal storage, and it's going to give us the best supplies for that particular niche. The previous dropshipping center did have a similar kind of function, but it never worked that well, to be honest. It seems a lot better. Now, where things get interesting for us then is the different kind of filters and options that AliExpress have handily added for us. So number one is the fact that we can choose to ship from and ship to. So me being in the UK, I will always start with the UK. In fact, that's quite a common question people ask me, is where I dropship to, and I'll always start in the UK, and if I can do it successfully, i.e. profitably to the UK, then I'll start to scale out into other countries. But what this button now gives us is we can now choose the countries in which the item is located. So for example, then if we choose items that are located in Spain, shipping to the UK, typically they will arrive a lot faster. And sometimes you can even find products that will arrive in less than a week. Just to give you guys a quick example then of how quickly you can actually source some products, let's try and find one. Let's go for this blackhead remover. It's on the list in like 4 or 5 different product listings. So once this loads up, as you can see, we can choose all the different countries we want to source this from. If we go for Spain, in fact, it can't actually deliver to the UK, but there are a couple of other European countries. We can go France or Italy. Both are the same, and it's guaranteed deliver. So as it says, delivered before the 2nd of February or a full refund. So that's 2 weeks from today. And that's worst case scenario as well. So as you can see, you don't actually have to put up with those 3 to 4 weeks delivery times. And just to show you the fast scope of products too, there's 250 pages of products that you can source in that time frame. So another thing you can do as well, which you didn't used to be able to, if we go back to China, we've got this e-packet checkbox here too, so we can make sure we're only going to be looking at product listings that offer e-packet. If you are going to dropship from China, then I thoroughly recommend you only stick to e-packet because it is tracked and typically it is the fastest option too. However, if we go back to the step-by-step process, then there's a couple of pieces of criteria I want you guys to stick to when you're looking for products. So number one then is the cost to you is less than $15. The reason being is because the majority of people who watch my channel are from the UK, and once you go over that threshold, that includes delivery as well, by the way. Once you go above that threshold, then you may be liable to some import duties and taxes. And then I want the cost to you, so to us as the dropshipper, to be more than $3 preferably, purely because the amount of people I see who just fill their stores full of like 50 cents or 50p pieces of plastic rubbish, then it's going to devalue your brand and it's going to put a lot of people off. The next point I want you to consider as well is I want you to check the amount of drop shipping orders and make sure it's at 100 plus. Now that is as a guide, and the reason being is why I'm going to show you. Now in the past, AliExpress never used to show you how many dropshipping orders a product had, so this is quite a important piece of information. The reason being is because AliExpress isn't just a dropshipping site. There's a lot of end users that come on to AliExpress and buy products. So just because a product has a ton of orders doesn't necessarily make it a good product to dropship. But because of now, we can see exactly how many dropshipping orders a product has. If there's people selling and dropshipping this product profitably, then again, there's no reason why we can't. Essentially, it makes it a proven dropshipping product. If we go back to the Google document, then there's another number as well that I want you guys to consider when you're choosing products to kind of put on your list and test. So if I just draw your attention to this Google document here, it's called product ideas. The reason I keep it up there is because when I'm just scrolling through Facebook or on AliExpress or Thief, whatever it is, if I come across a product that I like, I'll put it on this product idea Google document, and then I'll just kind of like slowly walk my way through testing each individual product. So as I said, then the next number I want you guys to consider is the daily orders, and check the analysis of a product to see if this is at 5% plus of the total orders. So what I mean by this then is, if we take, for example, let's just go for this random product here, this koala bear here, then the numbers we're interested in then is this total orders here, which is 8,600. The dropshipping orders is 5,000, which is pretty good. It's a high percentage of that amount of orders, which is a great sign, by the way. The rating is 4.8. I'm not quite sure what that's based on at this moment. And then the sales performance is marked as good. But what I'm interested in then is, once I hit this analyze button, once it loads up, then it's going to take you to this product analysis page here. And this is a great page, by the way. Any products you look to dropship, you should always come to this page, because what it's going to do is it's going to give you the daily sales volume for this particular product. And I want this number to be consistently higher than 5% of the total amount of orders. So if I remember correctly, then this was at a total of 8,600. If I do my maths, we're looking at over 400 orders per day for it to match the criteria of this Google document. The reason being is because the higher the number is, then the stronger the current demand for this particular product is. So the higher, the better, basically. And as we can see, we're kind of consistently at 600, 500, 400, 2,000, and only for the kind of like past couple of days has it dipped below that, but then we've had another strong day at over 2,000 orders. Now the reason for these spikes in sales volume, if I had to guess, is probably because whoever's dropshipping these, then these are the days in which they've placed their orders. So it doesn't really mean much to us as somebody looking for a product. What we're more focused on is these lower, more consistent numbers, and as long as they are above that 5% benchmark that I've set, then you've got the signs of a really great product that has strong demand, that has current proven strong demand, and therefore makes it a great product to dropship. Now, if we go back to the Google document, the next point I want to say is that you can use this product analysis, by the way, for any product that's on AliExpress. So for example, if you're using Thief and you find a product like this leather Apple Watch strap, as long as you can get the AliExpress product page URL, you can head over to product analysis here on the left, put your product URL in there, click analyze, and then you can find the sales history for pretty much any product. Another pretty cool feature you can do as well within this dropshipping center is, if we go back to the dashboard, you can see this checkbox here that says video, and we can find products that come with videos. So if you are struggling for content to use as your Facebook ads, then even if you haven't found your product on here, you can put in here like dog bed. As long as you keep that checkmarked, if that's the right terminology. We'll click search, and then we can find all the dog beds that come with videos that then you can chop up to use as your own Facebook ads. So as a quick summary then, if we just quickly head back to the Google document, I've shown you how to use the AliExpress Dropshipping Center. I've shown you how to find the previous sales history of a product so you can see if it's proven or not. And there's also another step you can do. I know I talk about it in every single video, but trust me, if you're not using Google Trends, just to give an example then, so the Apple Watch strap here, we can clearly see whether the Apple Watch strap is currently a popular search term on Google or not. And that's going to give us solid insight into whether people are actually buying this product or not. So it's definitely kind of like a failing step or an extra step that you should be doing. So if you find, for example, let's say you want to go for this dog bed within the dropshipping center, and you go in it and the sales history is really good, just make sure that you come across to Google Trends, put in dog bed. You can go for the country, so obviously I only dropship to the UK in the beginning, so United Kingdom, for the past 5 years, and what this is currently telling me is that the current popularity is at 73%, which isn't too bad, but what it is also telling me is because the spike has happened here, if history repeats itself, it's going to continue to go down. So this is a product that's currently falling out of demand. Back to the Google document, and there's one final step I want you guys to make sure you do with every single product that you're going to test, and make sure you find it on Facebook, or at least do a couple of different searches for it to see what kind of content and results come back. To give you an example of search for dog bed, and what you're looking for is essentially not this. If we look at the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, that looks the same, 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, there's over 15 people selling this different product. It's the very first thing that comes up. It's the same products everybody's selling. The views are pretty decent as well, 15,000, 1.5 million. These are pretty poor, 50,000, 250,000, 250, 100,000. So there's quite a lot of people who have advertised this product quite extensively. And this means one of two things then. Number one is, to sell this successfully, it's going to take a ton of budget, because you'll have to create original content, and there's going to be a lot of competition for the same product, which brings me on to point number two, which is, if you were to advertise this product, the chances are it won't be the first time somebody has seen it. With that being said, then, to kind of wrap the video off with the last couple of points is, third from last end, depending on the product, use Instagram or Facebook ads to market the product. Facebook works best to target a specific country and audience, because obviously you can't really do that to the same degree on Instagram. And then Instagram works best for fitness and fashion and brand heavy products. For example, if you're selling clothing or shoes and trainers, then people tend to buy those products, those items, because of the brand on them. And to give your brand that instant credibility, then you need an influencer to do that, essentially. So that's when influencer marketing comes into play, and is far superior to Facebook ads, in my opinion. It doesn't just have to be Instagram influencers either. It can be YouTube influencers, Facebook influencers, Snapchat influencers, pretty much anybody, as long as they have a significant following and they represent your brand the way you want it represented. Anyway, with that being said then, guys, that wraps up the video. If you're still with me, thank you very much. I really do appreciate the support on the channel. If you enjoyed this and learned something new, I really hope you did, by the way. Please make sure you let me know. Comment below, let me know what you've learned, or just simply hit that like button. Please do make sure you subscribe as well for regular content every single week. And finally, thanks again for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.